This is Chuck Thompson, highlighting the most colorful Orange Bowl Classic events in the history of this great spectacle. Orange Bowl 1967 is the greatest.
The spectacular events of Orange Bowl week include a colorful fireworks extravaganza in the Orange Bowl Stadium, designed to thrill young and old. Orange Bowl President John Ring and members of the Orange Bowl Committee are on deck for the arrival of the visiting Georgia Tech team at Miami's International Airport. A warm and friendly greeting is given the Yellow Jackets for their 5th appearance in the Orange Bowl Classic. The Tech team also is provided a lush Miami Beach background for their casual moments.
Miami is the greatest, and here comes the winner. It's Bill Heath in Long Gone. Bill Heath in his H007, new champion of the Orange Bowl's International Grand Prix.
The screaming colors erupt like a volcano on Miami's Biscayne Boulevard. Warren Green will broadcast the spectacle to the nation. And Minute Maid, the marvel of the exotic orange, its fragrance and its bloom. This is 60 feet of happy dragon, and not one beautiful girl shies away from the flame-throwing monster. Loaded with tropical fruit, this Hawaiian theme makes you want to hop aboard. After all, it's New Year's Eve. This truly stunning float captures the spirit and grace of the holidays with elegant delicacy. And here they are, the immortal Ramblin' Wrecks in gold and white. And we don't have to say where they're from, because just about everybody knows. This beautiful float belongs to the city of Miami Beach. And atop it, the current Miss Universe, Margareta Arvidsson of Sweden. And around the world we go, 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 to all the continents. But really, girls, how come you let a kangaroo upstage you? Anyone for leaping lessons? If this is any indication of what's on the moon, I hope we get there in a hurry. They always talk about the one that got away, but this man, you gotta believe, but can't.
At the Orange Bowl, this is Mel Allen with Elmer Langsman. Elmer, what are you looking for in this game tonight in the general styles of attack and defense? Well, like any old football player, Mel, the first thing I look for is weather conditions and field conditions. Of course, the field is in ideal shape. There has been no rain down here. It rained about 2 days ago for about an hour. The temperature at game time here is 78 degrees. The humidity is 79%. The wind is from the south at 9 miles per hour, and of course the forecast is for fair weather, and fair weather we have had. This Orange Bowl crowd, when they do a job, they do it well. They've had several parties and functions before the game for these teams. It's been wonderful. And of course the weatherman has cooperated fully in bringing us a wonderful evening of football weather. From the Georgia Tech team, I expect to see offensively a very fast football team, extremely fast backs, fast ends, a very fast-moving club. And, of course, from the Florida Gators, one thing I do expect to see is a very fine quarterback, the Heisman Trophy winner, and an All-America selection, Steve Spurrier, the fine quarterback of the Florida Gators. Mel?
These two teams are both explosive. Georgia Tech, for example, has a backup quarterback that came King by the name of Larry Good. He runs with the ball more than King does. And Harmon Wages, who backs up Spurrier, isn't as spectacular, but still is a very sound and very alert football player. The two teams stack up from a standpoint of weight. The offensive line for Georgia Tech is 214 pounds. Florida 224. The defensive backs, Georgia Tech 191, Florida 200. The defensive line, Georgia Tech 208, and Florida 195. The defensive backs, Georgia Tech 173. And with slight variations, depending, of course, on the substitutions that are made. Jimmy Brown, who had been hurt, a backup man for Lenny Snow, the All-America tailback for Georgia Tech, has been running quite well. Introductions of the players are being made and are being cheered on field. They're being made for the TV crew particularly. Jimmy Brown was just introduced, and Kim King. And Giles Smith, who plays two ways. In fact, he's the only player that is schooled really in the fundamentals of both offensive and defensive play for Georgia Tech. He played on offense for 2 years, but this year has been used largely at a position they call the wrecker back, which is a bit of terminology introduced by line coach Bud Carson. They call the Tech defense the Carson Raiders or Wreckers. Some schools call him the Monster, but in essence he's the Roamer.
That's about what it amounts to, Mel. Of course, when you mention offensive backs, you're talking about Lenny Snow. Lenny Snow this year is the South's leading rusher. He gained 761 yards and 202 carries for a 3.8-yard average. And, of course, on the other side, with the University of Florida, we have Larry Smith, a great big tall boy, 6 feet 4 inches tall, 216 pounds at the tailback position. He carried the ball 162 times for 742 yards and a 4.6 average. So we've got explosive power in the backfield, along with the fine passing arms of both Kim King and Steve Spurrier.
And now the officials, the referee, Pete Williams from Miami, the umpire, R.L. Patey of Jackson, Tennessee, the linesman, D.L. Claiborne of Easy Point, Georgia, the field judge, Johnny Langford of Atlanta, the back judge, Johnny Grace of West Helena, Arkansas, and operating the electric clock, Jimmy Harper of Atlanta. And they are now escorting the captains. And for Georgia Tech, the defensive captains, Billy Shore and Sammy Burke, the offensive captains, Bill Moore and Jim Breland. And for Florida, Bill Carr and Red Anderson, center and guard respectively. We are having the introductions of the co-captains with Orange Bowl queens and princesses surrounding them. And now they are meeting the officials. And shortly we'll have the toss of the coin for the 33rd Orange Bowl. Georgia Tech, wearing white uniforms and gold trousers. Their colors are white and old gold. Florida's colors, orange and blue. They're wearing blue jerseys with white numerals, white trousers with an orange stripe. Now the toss of the coin. Won by the Gators of Florida. They have elected to receive. And Georgia Tech has now the option of gold. And Georgia Tech will kick off from the west, or to our left and your left as you look at the radio dial. And so the Georgia Tech kickoff team will pick up for you in just a moment. We'll have Dee Turner, Chris Denny, Haven Kicklighter, Tommy Elliott, Giles Smith, Tommy Gresham, Jim Kilty, Sammy Burke, Bill Wallace, Doug Dale, with Tommy Carmichael scheduled to do the kicking off. Both teams now are gathered on the sidelines, having a last moment of prayer, and now they take their positions. Georgia Tech will kick off from our left. Florida gathering on the 40-yard line, preparatory to moving into its receiving formation. And they will have along the front Preston, Dennis, Benson, Morris, and Carr, with Ewaldson and Yarborough at the 35. McKee and Barfield, and with Grant Smith, the two deep men. Now Carmichael runs forward. Here's the boot. It's up into the air, going down to the 6-yard line, taken by Smith. He's back to the 15, to the 20, drives to the 25-yard line, and is upended at that point by Tommy Carmichael, who did the kicking off. Florida's ball, 1st and 10 on its 26-yard line. Florida with Steve Spurrier at quarterback deploys his men with the wing back right, and the handoff goes to Graham McKeel, the fullback, and he drives beautifully across the 30 up to about the 34-yard line. Tackled by Sammy Burke, the free safety man for Tech.
That's a typical opening play for any team to run. They ran the fullback straight up the middle to see what type defense they were going to run into. Of course, they ran into a 4-3.
3rd and 2 for Florida on its 34. Trap out on the flank. The ball is given to Larry Smith. Tailback breaks off the right side of the Tech line for the first down. He drives to midfield. Beautiful hole opened on the right side of the Tech line. The tackle made by the free safety man, Sammy Burke, a senior who weighs 178 pounds. As Georgia Tech's ball, 1st and 10 on its own 19-yard line. And the ball is given to Lenny Snow. He slants through the middle, up down the sideline of the 40 to midfield and out of bounds on the Gator 45-yard line. Lenny Snow on a handoff, running from the I formation, found a hole in the right side of the Florida line and sprinted down the sideline to the 45-yard line. A 35-yard run. This time there is a swing pass out to Giles Smith, east of the 35 to the 30 to the 25 and down to the 23-yard line. Giles Smith, who had gone in for Lenny Snow, tackled by Larry Rentz. And Tech has exploded. Craig Bainham, the flankers out wide to the left. Kim King fades, fires a pass, and it is complete for a touchdown. to Craig Bainham, the flanker, and Tech leads 6-0. He threw it over George Grandy. An 81-yard drive for a touchdown featuring two explosive plays, one for 35 and one for 23 yards. And now the try for the extra point. Ken Bonifay will hold, and Bunky Henry will try the extra point. They're waiting the snap from center. It comes directly back to Bunky Henry. He's running with it, and he fails to get across. Now, I couldn't tell whether that was deliberately done, Elmer. It was a high pass. Whether that was deliberately done to try and gain the two, or whether Bunky Henry just simply took the high snap and tried to run for it. From the eye, and with the flanker wide to the left, there is a breakthrough by Larry Smith on a handoff right up the middle across the 15, picking up the first down. He got to about the 17-yard line, where Haven Kicklighter, the left corner man, came up to make the stop. Elmer, that play was set up beautifully because he put that fast man trap on the flanker to the left, and looking for that, they ran him up the middle.
Not only that, a fine trap lock by Jim Benson, the right guard, sprung it loose.
And there goes Lenny Snow driving across the 45 to the 43, where Brian Jeter again makes the stop. The wide end is over to the right this time. The ball is given to Lenny Snow, finds a big hole up the middle, slants out to the right, comes up to the 37-yard line, where Brian Jeter makes the stop. That's the third tackle he's made in a row. Kim King fires a pass which is intercepted at the 22-yard line by Florida. Don Barrett, defensive right end, caught the ball, intended for Steve Allman, the tight end, who had split out to the left. And so the Gators stopped this Tech drive that had begun on the Tech 43. They trailed 6-0. It's 1st and 10 for Florida on the Florida 21-yard line. Yarborough wide to the right. The handoff goes to fullback Graham McKeel, who moves across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Gained 6 yards on the play, making it 2nd down and 4. And now with a flanker left, he hands it off to Larry Smith. He finds a hole, breaks to the 40, to the 45, and down on the 47-yard line. Larry Smith, a 6'4", 216-pounder, the Southeastern Conference Sophomore of the Year, and a first-team SEC selection.
The line of scrimmage broke away and picked up about 12 yards for another first down.
Spurrier rolls out, fires the pass, and completes it to Trapp in Tech territory at the 46-yard line. He goes out of bounds, stopped and caught with 50 seconds to go in the first period, with Georgia Tech leading 6-0. Bill Eastman, the right halfback, ran him out. 3rd and 2. And Christian carries the ball and finds a hole on the right side of the Tech line and gets to the 39-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. Sammy Burke makes the stop. It's the 5th first down for the Gators. Tech has had 5 also. And with that play, the period has come to an end. Spurrier with Ewaldson out wide to the left and Trapp wide to the right. The ball is given to Smith. He finds hole up the middle across the 30 down to the 25-yard line.
That was a
Stopped by Bill Eastman.
very fine play selection that time, Mel, without interrupting on the part of Spurrier. He's been rushed out there very, very hard. This time he turned the defense a little bit loose and called a fullback delay or a tailback delay that time, handing out to Larry Smith as he retreated the pass. And, of course, Smith picked up a lot of yardage.
And from a full house or a stacked tee on a reverse, the ball is given to the wingback coming on a counter play off the right side of the Florida line to the 30s, tackled and falls forward to about the 32-yard line. Tackled by Wayne McCall. Joel Stevenson at the split end. And Kim King rolls out now, and instead of passing, he gets blocking, goes across the 40s, hit, and dives for an extra yard or two to about the 41 or 2-yard line. Don Barrett hit him around the ankles.
Of course, he's about 3 yards shy of the first down with 4th down coming up.
Florida's ball 1st and 10 on its 13, and Spurrier fires a long pass, and it is grabbed at the 40-yard line by Larry Smith, the tailback. And Steve Spurrier showed his medal there. A beautiful pass to Larry Smith with Dave Barber, the wrecker, racing over to make the tackle on the speed merchant. Larry Smith moved the ball to the 40-yard line, a 27-yard gain. Doc Harbin, the fullback, and Lenny Snow is carrying, finds a hole as he cut back off the left side of the Gator line for short yardage, stopped by Bill Dorsey. Coons is in for Yarborough at tight end. Spurrier drops back, fires the pass, and completes it to Coons, and he drives upfield past midfield into Tech territory at the 47-yard line. Stopped by Burke and Barber.
Even with 5 defensive backs in there that time, Mel, Spurrier managed to pick out Jack Coons on a down and in pattern from a tight end position.
Spurrier fires a pass out into the far flat to Jack Coons and completes it at the 35-yard line. And a 1st down for Florida as play is resumed with 2 minutes and 16 seconds of playing time left in the 2nd period.
Time was a little drag pattern to Jack Coons after the wingback trap had cleared.
From a double wing setup, Spurrier rolls out to his right looking for Trapp. He finds him, and Trapp is hit at the 28-yard line and driven back. Haven Kicklighter made the tackle, and a timeout is called for by Florida. Referee Pete Williams spots the ball down on the 30. And the ball comes back to Graham McKeel going wide to his left, cuts back, gets up to the 25-yard line. He's stopped by Bill Eastman. He comes with the ball, and he's running with it. He's to the 10, he's to the 5, and he's upended on the 3-yard line by Dave Barber, the wrecker. Steve Spurrier rolled out to his right. He saw plenty of daylight, and he ran for it. And he got down to the 2-yard line. The 12th 1st down for Florida. And a minute and 8 seconds, a minute and 7 seconds. Stacked defense. It's McKeel diving over for the touchdown. 7 yards for the touchdown. Larry Rentz holding. And the try for the point. It's up, and it is good. Wayne Barfield puts Florida out in front, 7-6, with Larry Rentz holding. Wayne Barfield kicked the extra point, and Florida leads 7-6, and the clock shows 30 seconds left in the first half in a dramatic first half finish. Sias runs 109.9. Kim King with the ball. Now he hands it off to Sias on a Statue of Liberty. He goes wide to the right to the 35, to the 40, and down he goes as time runs out. That's the end of the first half as the tackle is made by Bill Dorsey with a score, Florida 7, Georgia Tech 6. How about it? back at the Orange Bowl where Elmer Angsman and I, Mel Allen, along with our spotters, by the way, Joe Zoss and Toby Ross, and that's not an act. Ross and Zoss, though, have been doing a very fine act for us. Joe Zoss from Atlanta and Toby Ross from Miami. All of us have been tremendously excited by this first half action with Georgia Tech going 81 yards in the first quarter, and then Florida coming back to go 67 to tie it and then kick the extra point. A bad snap from center forced Bunky Henry to try to run with the ball for what then would have amounted to 2 points, but he failed just by about a half yard. Right now the Georgia Tech band is on field entertaining. Let's pick up the Yellow Jacket Band. They stop playing. Every time the parade gets where I am, the band stops playing. Georgia Tech band entertaining the throng here in the Orange Bowl holds over 70,000. One time you get over 76,000 here, but they added some end zone seats. So capacity now is just a little over 72,000. Well, Elmer, we saw a very odd first half in one respect. Steve Spurrier did not start hitting with his passes early. Tech, on the other hand, got a tremendous drive sustained for 81 yards to score. And we saw a fellow who had kicked 48 consecutive points defeated in his attempt to convert as a result of a bad pass from center. And then Florida coming back, and of course with the game being played here in Florida, there are a great many more Floridians here, though both schools are well represented. Coming to a standing situation in that second period, with Florida getting a drive going, helped out by a clipping penalty as well, and then with the clock running out, having to call all their times out, and finally McKeel diving over from inside the one. As Georgia Tech maneuvers on field, its band, let us depart just for a moment and say that we'll be back with more color in just a minute.
In the Sugar Bowl today, Alabama beat Nebraska 34-7. In the Rose Bowl, Purdue beat USC 14-13. We're ready for the second half kickoff here in the Orange Bowl. Florida leads Georgia Tech 7-6. Trapp flanks out wide to the right. He tries a cutback pattern. The pass is thrown, and it is incomplete at the 25. Or did he complete it? Jim Yarborough dove for the ball at that point. I believe a marker was thrown. The end's tight. Graham McKeel takes the ball, breaks it out into the clear momentarily past midfield and down to the 45-yard line. On a scissors pattern on a fake handoff to Larry Smith. Coming to the left, he gave it to the fullback, Graham McKeel, going right. Moving to the 45-yard line, tackled by Mike Ashmore. And the fake handoff now to Larry Smith. And the long pass, the ball is fumbled. on a pass attempt and recovered by Georgia Tech at the 46-yard line. Bill Middleton. In behind Weaver. Kim King with the ball, keeps it, sees the hole, gets across the 50, and goes inside the 45, or outside the 45. George Grandy making the stop. Going into Florida territory to the Florida 47-yard line. Kim King fades back, fires a long pass downfield, and it is intercepted by Florida at the 6-yard line. Intended for Fortier, and Bobby Downs leaped up there and intercepted it. 3 interceptions for him. There were 3 men that went high up for the ball, 2 defenders and the intended receiver, Fortier, and they all hit the ground. We had to wait for the official to indicate whether it was a catch or not. Florida on the 6. Spurrier gives the ball off now to Smith. He breaks out in the open. He's to the 30, to the 40. He's fast. He's going to go all the way. He's to the 20, 15, 10, 5, into the end zone. Touchdown for Larry Smith. A 94-yard run by Larry Smith, the sophomore of the year in the Southeastern Conference. Larry Smith, the fastest man on the Florida team, found a hole on the left side of the Tech line, broke into the open on a quick opener, and went 94 yards. Now the try for the point by Barfield. The kick is up, and it's off to the left. No good. There's a marker on the play. Tech was offside, I believe. Wait just a moment. There's a marker on the play anyway. We'll await the official signal. Florida leading now 13-6 on that 94-yard gallop by Larry Smith. Here comes Pete Williams with the signal, Mel. That's a tripping call. So once again, the try for the point. Larry Rentz holding, Wayne Barfield kicking. The snap, the boot, it is up, and it is good. The score, Florida 14, Georgia Tech 6. And with that play, the period has come to an end. That's the end of the third quarter with the score, Florida 14, Georgia Tech 6. On their own 44, and from an I formation, Kim King on a keeper running laterally, runs into 2 Gators before he can get to the 50-yard line. Bobby Downs was the first one to hit him, and George Vandy helped out. The ball will be put down at about the 48-yard line. A slot left, Stevenson wide left. Kim King throws, completes his pass at midfield to Giles Smith. And Smith runs into Gator territory and out of bounds at the 44-yard line, tackled by Steve Height. And it's a first down for Georgia Tech as the Rambling Wreck is on the march now. Giles Smith, the tailback. And he takes the ball and drives off the left side of the Florida line across the 40 to the 39, tackled by Rex Ritgers. Smith and Weaver, and there goes Kim King pitching now to Bainham on a wingback reverse, and he fumbles at the 40, and Florida recovers. Wayne McCall recovered the ball. So that stops a Tech drive. And Florida takes over, 1st and 10. Smith and McKeel in a split backfield setup.
And the handoff goes to Larry Smith. He finds a hole, bursts quickly into it, and is stopped as he crosses the 45, gets to the 47. The keeper by Spurrier, he throws a running pass and completes it to Yarborough. He's to the 30, to the 25, and down on the 23. W.J. Blaine made the tackle. Jim Yarborough, a 6'6" sophomore end, weighing 236 pounds, took a quickie. He seemed to jiggle a little bit at the line as if he was going to block, Elmer, and then took off. And
just a little bit of a delay, Mel. Oddly enough, his teammates lovingly call him Punjab for his size, 6'6" and 236 pounds.
Trapp flanks right. Spurrier rolls out to his left, gets the block from McKeel, throws a pass to Trapp. He grabs it at the 13-yard line, is knocked out of bounds. Or Ewaldson it is who caught the pass and was knocked out of bounds. Paul Ewaldson, the left end. And he takes the ball from Spurrier and runs beautifully and still drives up to about the 2-yard line. As he went off on a pattern off the left side on a slant with good blocking. From the 10, he went across the 5 to the 2-yard line. And a first down for Florida at that point. Their 17th first down. And so with Steve Spurrier directing Larry Smith and Graham McKeel and Trapp on the wing. Motion right, McKeel, the ball drives up and over for the touchdown. Graham McKeel drives over from the 1. Climaxing a 60-yard drive to put Florida out in front by a score of 20-6. Larry Rentz will hold. Wayne Barfield attempt the extra point. The snap, the spot, the boot. It's up. It's good. And that makes it 21-6. There's timeout on the field with the score: Florida 21, Georgia Tech 6. Craig Bainham in the slot. Wood fades. He throws right-handed, throws a pass, and he completes it at the 42-yard line to Mike Fortier, the split end. Larry Good, who just had gone in, threw that pass beautifully.
One thing about Good that time, he had plenty of time to throw the ball. He picked out his receiver down the field, Mike Fortier, who went down on a drag pattern.
Fortier split out to the left. Larry Good running with the ball. And he's to the 45, it's to midfield. He's grabbed from behind and then hit again by George Grandy as he gets into Gator territory to the Florida 42-yard line.
And he's pretty close to that first down, Mel. I'm afraid they're going to have to measure for it. Here comes the chain gang to measure to see whether the quarterback, the substitute for Kim King, Larry Good, pick up the first down.
I should have said the 47-yard line. And it is a first down. Slot right. And the ball is being carried by Giles Smith, who breaks off the right side of the Gator line, twists and swivels and turns and weaves his way, trying to break all the way, but he got only to the 43-yard line before he was finally down by Bobby Adams. He was certainly giving him a lot of head fakes and shoulder fakes in there, Elmer.
Yes, he was, Mel. As he broke off the left side, he broke back to the inside with a good fake and then broke to the outside again, going down to the 43.5-yard line.
I formation in behind Good. Good fires down the middle and completes it at the 25-yard line to tight end Steve Allman, with George Grandy making the tackle. Larry Rentz came up from the safety spot to help out, and it's a first down for Georgia Tech now. You know what this is going to be. A triple wing set up off to the right. Larry Good runs with the ball and sees daylight. He's to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and he's over for the touchdown. How about that? With a 4th and 11 on the 25, he went for the touchdown. And that makes it 21-12, and Tech now will have to try for the 2 points. Larry Good, replacing Kim King, really moved the Ramblin' Wreck, who went from their own 27, King directing part of the attack, to the touchdown. They got men wide left and right, and Good rolling out to the right, throws his pass, and it's dropped in the end zone. Right in the arms of Steve Allman, who dropped it. Nobody there, right in the breadbasket. He had 2 points for sure.
Like Paul Christmas used to say to me, hit me in the bad spot, right in the hands, huh?
Yeah. End is spread out to the left. That's Paul Ewaldson, and Spurrier dropping back, fires a pass and completes it to Trepp at the 30. A sideline pass, and he's knocked out of bounds at that point.
And I believe he has enough yardage for the first down, Mel.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Florida at that point.
Florida keeps the drive alive now with that first down, and of course with the seconds starting to run off the clock, 4:01 remaining in the 4th quarter. As long as they can control the ball with a 9-point lead, they're home safe in this 33rd Orange Bowl.
Dick Trapp out wide to the right. The end's in tight. Larry Smith and Wayne Barfield in behind Spurrier. Barfield takes the ball, breaks into the secondary out to the 35 to the 36-yard line, where he's stopped by Sammy Burke and Dave Barber. Gene Peak is in his replacement, and breaking into the middle is Larry Smith, and he almost got away, but he got to the 47-yard line for a first down. It was kind of a play he went 94 yards on a little while ago, but he was just 1 step short of getting all the way that time. 1st and 10 for the Gators on their 47. Smith and Barfield in behind Spurrier. Spurrier fakes to both backs, throws a pass to Trapp. He grabs it at the 36-yard line of Georgia Tech. Tackled by Bill Eastman. And Steve Spurrier there hit his man right on target.
And again, the Florida Gators, Mel, hold true to form. They've been a second-half ball club in this ball game, as they have all season long. Spurrier finally finding his mark out here.
The handoff goes to Smith, to Barfield, rather. He breaks into the open. He's to the 15 and down to the 12. Wayne Barfield carrying the ball and breaking straight up the middle.
Mel, we've just been notified that Larry Smith's 94-yard touchdown run is a new record for the Orange Bowl game for a run from scrimmage. 94 yards by Larry Smith, another record broken this evening.
Barfield back, protecting for Spurrier. Spurrier throwing a pass. It's completed at the 9-yard line. The tackle made by Haven Kicklighter. Spurrier rolls out, and he throws a pass that's intercepted in the end zone by W.J. Blaine. He tried to run it out, came back out to the 10, and was tackled. He was going to try to haul it all the way if he could. When he caught in the end zone, he has the right to come out with it. But he was tackled on the 12-yard line. The clock is stopped with 54 seconds left in the game. The tackle was made by John Preston. Johnny Sias is out wide to the left. Larry Good with the ball. Has plenty of protection, throws, and his pass is intercepted at the 32 by Larry Rentz. He's to the 20, to the 15, dancing to the 10, and downed at that point. Safety man Larry Rentz, with that lead, he just took the chance. So the pass wasn't thrown too hard. It was lobbed high. And he figured, well, I might as well take a chance here with a little time left. Maybe I can pick it off and run in front of the intended receiver, which he did, and got the ball down to the 11-yard line where they've spotted it. The clock is stopped at 27 seconds left. Homer Wages passes, hits Coons in the end zone for a touchdown, and Florida leads 27-12. And the try for the extra point now with Larry Rentz holding, and Steve Spurrier will try the extra point. The snap, and he fakes it. He's going to try for two. He throws the pass. It's knocked down in the end zone. That was Spurrier's last play on offense for Florida. One of the great stars in intercollegiate history, a winner of the Heisman Trophy. And I think that's probably why he went for the 2 points there to try to make that one last play.
I'm certain he did, with the wonderful arm that he's had all season long, with a 61% completion average and 2,012 yards gained. I'm certain that Coach Ray Graves put him in there just to throw that ball that time.
Almond wide to the right. And Larry Good fades and then throws a long pass. It's intended for Snow, and Snow grabs it at the 10 as the gun goes off, and he hits the ground at about the 9-yard line as the game ends. Larry Snow catching that bomb, but it did no good. That's the end of the game with the final score. Florida 27, Georgia Tech 12. And so the 33rd Orange Bowl is history. And the Florida Gators, ranked 11th in the nation, have defeated 8th-ranked Georgia Tech 27-12, despite Georgia Tech having gotten off to a first-quarter 6-0 lead. So, in behalf of Elmer Angsman, this is Mel Allen thanking all of you for listening in. Hope you enjoyed the game as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. The final score, once again, Florida 27, Georgia Tech 12. Goodbye, everybody.